At first, nothing happened. That was the problem. When people talk about these things later, they always describe a moment, a sound, a sight, a clear beginning. But this didn't begin that way. It began like most changes do, quietly and without calling attention to itself. The apartment had been empty before we moved in, not abandoned, just vacant long enough that the air felt stale, like it had been forgotten how to circulate properly. The previous tenant had left in a hurry, according to the landlord. No explanation, no forwarding address. We didn't ask questions. The first few weeks were normal. We unpacked, we settled into routines. Nothing felt wrong enough to mention. Then small things started slipping, not moving, just slipping. Objects wouldn't be where we remembered leaving them, but they weren't far enough away to suggest intent. A mug left on the counter would be closer to the sink than before. Shoes would turn slightly as if nudged by accident. We blamed ourselves. Stress does that. Memory does that. It wasn't until we realized we were both correcting same things without talking about it that we noticed the pattern. Lights were another thing. They didn't flicker, they didn't shut off, they were simply on. Rooms we hadn't entered would be lit when we passed them. Closets we never used. The small hallway at night. We started turning lights off deliberately, making sure, saying it out loud, they'd be on again later. Still, nothing felt threatening. The presence, if that's what it was, didn't announce itself. It didn't intrude. It didn't demand. It observed. The change came when our sleep shifted. We stopped waking up during the night. Not briefly, not at all. We would just lie down, close our eyes, and wake up hours later with no memory of time passing. No dreams, no restlessness, just absence. We joked about it at first, said we'd never slept better, but our days felt flatter. Emotions dulled, conversations shortened, decisions felt heavier than they should have. We weren't unhappy, just less responsive, like something had turned the volume down. The apartment stayed quiet, too quiet. No settling sounds, no pipes, no distant noise from other units, even during the day. The place felt sealed. That's when the rules started appearing. Not spoken, not taught, just understood. We stopped leaving doors open between rooms. We avoided mirrors at night. We didn't talk loudly after dark. None of this was discussed. It was simply easier that way. The moment we realized something was wrong came late one evening when a friend visited. He stepped inside, paused, and asked how long we'd been living there. When we told him, he frowned. He said the place felt occupied, not crowded, not watched, just full. He didn't stay long. That night, one of us woke briefly, the first time in weeks, with the distinct sense that something had noticed the interruption. Not angry, not startled, just aware. We moved out a month later, not because things escalated, but because nothing ever did. The apartment didn't resist us leaving. It didn't react. It didn't change its behavior at all. That's how we knew it wasn't attached to us. It was attached to the space, and we'd simply learned how to live around it, quietly enough that it didn't need to remind us that it was there.